Hello everyone, I'm Sunny. Welcome to the new series, Beating the Casino. This series will teach you how to improve your odds in different games. In fact, I hate when people tell me that gambling is just pure luck. If the winning chances of gambling is totally determined by luck, why are there professional gamblers? Why Bill Bender can gain more than $1 billion by getting on horse racing? What I want to say is that luck is only a tiny part of a game. Skill is much more important. But I found out that many people go into the casino with a mindset of hoping today is their lucky day. And those people usually ends up crying and leaving the casino with an empty wallet. I have seen thousands of people with the same experience. I don't wish to see this happening anymore. So I created this series in order to teach all of you some skills that is applicable in the casino so that everyone can enjoy the casino experience with some monetary gain. Let's start. The game I will teach today is called Blackjack. The reason why I choose Blackjack to kick off the series is because in this game, the dealer does not have much advantage. I even think that as a player, you got more advantage in Blackjack due to the huge weakness bounded to the dealer. So as long as you learn the core tactics, I would say Blackjack is a relatively fair and easy game to win. I will first briefly introduce the basic gameplay of Blackjack. Then I will talk about the tactics that helps you to win every single game. If you have already known the rules of Blackjack, you can simply jump to the tactics part with the timestamp created in the video. So, Blackjack is a game between the dealer and the player. Before the cards are dealt, each player can bet any amount you want. The odds are 1 to 1. If you get Blackjack, referring to an ace with a card with 10 points, it is a 1 to 1.5. Then the dealer and each player can get 2 cards. Player's cards are face upward. Dealer has 1 card face up and the other card face down. The condition to win is that the total points of your cards are greater than the dealer. There are some special cards with special points. For Jack, Queen, King, they are calculated as 10 points, and Ace can be chosen to be 1 or 11. During your turn, each player has 4 actions to make: hit, stand, split, and double down. For hit, you get an extra card, so that your points get higher. But if the sum of the points in your hand is greater than 21, then it is busted, meaning that your bet is lost immediately. Stand means that you are satisfied with your hand and wish to keep the current points. Then for the split, the condition for splitting is that the 2 cards you get are the same. Then you can divide your hands into 2 independent accounts, and you can get another card in each account. Then you can decide again in both accounts whether you want to hit, stand, or double down. Remember that you will have to get an extra bet for the new account, and it needs to be the same amount as the original bet. The last choice is double down. Double down means that you bet an extra bet that is equal to the original bet, and your turn will immediately end after you get an extra card. When each player decides to stand or busted, it is the dealer's turn. The dealer has a rule that the dealer must keep asking for cards until the sum of the points it gets is greater or equal to 17. And when it reaches 17, it has to end its turn. This is the basic rule and process of Blackjack. Now let's review the skill of Blackjacks. First of all, the skill I want to teach you all is to count cards. Many people may have heard of this term, but very few of you really know the way to execute it. In order to count cards, usually you have to remember every single card that is revealed. But it is very difficult to memorize so many cards at the same time. So in Blackjack, we have an easier way to calculate a score in our heart. If the card appears to be 2 to 6, then you have to plus 1 in your mind. If it is 7 to 9, then you have nothing to do. If it's 10 to ace, you have to -1 in your mind. You'll recalculate this number every time the dealer shuffles the cards. The purpose of it is to help you predict whether the next card will be a high point card or a low point card. In your mind, if the number is positive, the next card tends to be a high point card. On the other hand, if it's negative, the next card tends to be a low point card. With this information, you can rationally decide whether to hit or to stand. For example, if your cards are 7 and 8, the sum is 15. If the number in your mind is +10, so you should decisively stand here, because the next cards tend to be a high point card. If you get a high point card, then the total point you get will probably be greater than 21, so you will lose the game immediately. But if the dealer gets a high point card, it is still possible for the dealer to bust. At that point, your points just doesn't matter, as you will win no matter what. The number in your mind don't just help you decide when to stand, but also help you to decide the amount to bet in the game. If the number in your mind is +10, it means that you have a relative high chance of getting blackjack or 2 high points cards in the next game, so you should bet more than usual. On the contrary, if you find that the number in your mind to be -10, it means that your points in the next game will tend to be small, and your chance of losing will be relatively high. Therefore, you should lower your bet to reduce the risk. After learning the skill of counting cards, you are much better than players who simply rely on luck. You will have a much higher chance to win at blackjack with your friends or family. They will think that you are lucky and smart. But you may ask, if it is that easy to predict the next card, won't the casino lose money to us? Come on, you don't have to worry about the casino. Casino just took action after knowing that the players are capable of counting cards. They are all using plural packs of playing cards nowadays. When the number of packs of playing cards has increased, the prediction by the number in your mind will be less accurate, as the next card becomes more unpredictable. But calm down, this is the reason why you need to watch this video. By any means, blackjack is composed with lots of probability theories. There are always ways to improve your win rate. The following expert skills are developed by me through years of experience in playing blackjack. They are applicable to places where counting cards malfunction. In other words, they are my second weapon to win money in the casino. The first strategy I will talk about is that if you are not able to count cards, don't force yourself to pursue high points. You have to know that in this game, dealers is your only enemy. You don't need to hit 21 every game to win. Bear in mind that there are also possibilities for the dealer to bust. If you reluctantly ask for cards, you will end up to be the one who busts, and you will lose all your chips immediately. What I want to tell you is that the timing to stand is very important. When you judge whether you want to hit or stand, you should always observe 2 aspects. On the one hand, you can judge the possibilities of the dealer busting through the dealer's card that face up. On the other hand, you must determine your capability to hit. When you are thinking about getting a card, you can know the point of one of the dealer cards. The card is often being ignored. Beginners will just focus on their own cards. But in my opinion, the card that the dealer revealed is the key to judge whether you want to get a card or not. If the dealer card is 10 points, the probability of the dealer busting in this game is very low. As long as the other card of the dealer has more than 7 points, he will not bust. Here, let me calculate for you. The dealer has an 82.24 chance of not busting, which means that the probability of you relying on a dealer to explode to win is only just about 18%. So at this time, you must find a way to get a higher point. If the sum of your card is less than 17, I suggest you must ask for cards, because even if your card's total is 16, there is still a 38.4% chance of not busting after getting a card. It is much higher for player to wait for the dealer to bust. If the card of the dealer is above 7, the dealer only needs a 10-point card to finish the game. Everyone should have at least 17 points before standing. But if the dealer's card is below 6, then the player can look at his potential of their cards to decide whether to ask for a card or to wait for the dealer to bust. The way to judge the potential of your points is to see what kind of cards you can ask for. Obviously, for 11 or below, there is no doubt in asking for a new card because the risk is 0. But when it reaches the point of 12 to 18, people will start to struggle to choose what to do. For 12 to 14, I recommend you to hit for cards because 12 to 14 contains a high potential. The probability of not busting after hitting is higher than 50%. But if your total points is 15 to 17, these are the points with the least potential. But if you decide to stand, as long as the dealer doesn't bust, you are going to lose for sure. So cards with less potential must still hit until 17 against the dealer with strong cards. But for dealer, face-up card is weak, which means that it is between 2 to 6. I will simply stand. You need to always bear in mind that even if you hit and take the risk of busting, it does not mean that you will win. Let's say your points is 15, you hit and get a 4-point card. The sum will be 19. But the dealer must still get 20 or 21 to beat you. In this situation, it is easier to just wish the dealer to bust instead of taking too many risks. Ooh, it's been 10 minutes. As I don't want this video to be too long, I decided to divide this strategy of blackjack into 2 parts. The next part will be uploaded at next Saturday. Stay tuned. If you wish to know more about gambling skills and gaining money from the casino, you can subscribe to my channel. Feel free to ask anything in the comment section. See you in the next video.